Hello guys, welcome to the lecture. In this lecture we are going to design this section. As you can see here, if we click on this image, a menu is pop up from the left side, and for that we need images, and this image I already given inside a download project folder. So you can unzip the file and paste it inside the images folder, and inside the images folder you will get these images. So let's go to the HTML file to add the image. If you scroll up, we are going to add this image over here. It will show here as it shows here, and this menu is actually a menu TM items. This ULLI elements is actually appear here. So what we are going to do here, we are going to select this from the class, and inside the class we are going to hide this element. So go to CSS, and here is the TM items, and we will say display none for now, and refresh it. Now you can see the menu disappear. So let's add the image. If you go to HTML and if you scroll up, you will get this CPP box, and don't need to use this div element. We're going to add image here, so we'll say image source images folder. Inside the images folder, select image to png. So save it and let's refresh the page. You can see our image is larger. So the way that I add images inside the Facebook design here, I use Sprite images. You can see in the project folder of images, you will see the Sprite image here. This is the Sprite image where you get all the images which I have used here. You can see this image and this hard image and this another hard image. So I've used here, and all these are the colors inside the divs. So what we are going to do here, we are going to add a sprite image, but first we need to understand you can use a single image like this, and then I will add a sprite image. So for this, if we use a image tag method like this I have used here, you will see this result because the image is larger. So we need to reduce the size of the div and the image. So open up the CSS file, go to style.css, scroll up, and here you will get the TM box div where our images appear. So we will add width property. We'll say width will be 30 pixels and height will be 30 pixels as well, and overflow will be hidden because we don't need to overflow the image. Let me scroll a little bit up, that much better. And now we are going to add border radius. Border radius will be 10 pixels and border will be 2 pixel hash white, and save it. And we will use a pointer, so we'll say cursor, so we'll use pointer. So save it. Now refresh the page. Now you can see the image is larger but the div is smaller. If we select the image inside the CSS, we'll say, let me scroll up, we'll say dot cpb inside the cpb box tm box div. Select the image, and width will be 100% and height will be 100%. That will stretch the image according to the size of the div. You can see this looks fine. So that was the old method and let's add a sprite image. And using a sprite image, the one image can be used in many places, and the image is also very smaller in size, so it can easily render in browser. In a smaller size you can get faster website speed. So let's add a sprite image. So this is the sprite image here. So we'll say copy the name of the sprite. So open up the CSS, remove this, we don't need to use the image. We'll save it, we will go to style.css, and we also don't need to use this as well, so remove this as well. So we are going to use a class, so we will say dot image hyphen 2 sorry 1, and that will be the class which we use for background image, and we will add the image inside the background URL value. We'll say go outside double dot used to go out from the CSS folder, which is a style folder, and then we will add a slash and we will say go out from the style folder and then go to the images folder. Then we will go to images folder, then we will say select the images sprite.png, save it. Let me scroll a little bit up. Now refresh the page. It's not working because I haven't added the style, this class inside the TM box here. So we'll say image 1. So save it, and when we refresh it you will see the image here. But we don't need to use this image, we want a image that is appear here. If you open up the sprite, you can see our image is on the last. So we will use a background position property. If you don't know about the background position property, I will explain that later, but just put the value here for the position. I use 110 pixel for left and right position, and top and bottom position will be 118 pixels. Save it and refresh it here. Now you get this kind of a mess. To fix this, we need to use a box sizing property. This property I will explain also this with background position, but let's add a box sizing property here. So this is a box sizing property. We will use a value of border box. Let me refresh the page. You can see now it's much better. It looks the same as appear here, but don't have used the box shadow here. So what we have done here, you can see here we use background and we add a URL here of an image, and then we position the image according to the this value. We position image inside the box, which is TM box here, CBB TM box. So we also add a box sizing property given the value of border box. So these two property I will explain in the next lecture, so don't get confused. I will explain these properties in later lecture. If you know about them, then you can escape that lecture as well. So now let me add the box shadow. So we'll scroll up here and we'll say box shadow 0 pixels, and here we'll say 11 pixels. Let's say 0 pixels as well. Let's say black. Let's refresh the page. Let's see what happened here. You can see it's much darker than compared to this. So let's give a different value. So this value that I have copied from the project folder, it is this, and that shadow is going to use for the image that I have used here. So when we refresh it, you will see that it gave the shadow according to this. Now it looks the same. So In the next lecture, we will learn about box shadow and box sizing and background position and background shorthand property. So see you in the next lecture.